नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी सतारिणी। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा गिरधारी राधे, जय राधा गिरधारी राधे, जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे, जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे, जय राधा रस बिहारी राधे, जय राधा रस बिहारी राधे, जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे, जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे, जय राधा कुंज बिहारी राधे, जय राधा कुंज बिहारी राधे, जय राधा बांके बिहारी राधे, जय राधा बांके बिहारी, राधा बांके बिहारी राधे। जय राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे। जय राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे। जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा। जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 गुरुदेव। निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। बोलो हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावन चारी, यमुना तीरावन चारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावन चारी, यमुना तीरावन चारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we are in chapter number 13, verse number 27. We'll recite the verses, then we'll discuss each verse, followed by Mangalacharya. Chapter number 13, slok number 26. अन्ये त्वा एवम् अजानन्तः श्रुत्वा नेभ्य उपासते, तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपारायणः. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. Verse number 27. Yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetragya sanyogat tadviddhi bharatarsabha. O chief of the Bharatas, know that whatever you see in existence, both the moving and the non-moving, is only a combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field. 28. Samam sarveshu bhutesu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyatva avinashyantam yah pashyati sa pashyati. Verse number 29. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam ishwaram anahinashtatmamanatmanam tato yati param gatim. One who sees the Supersoul equally present everywhere, in every living being, does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. Verse number 30. Prakrityeva cha karmani kriyamāṇāni sarvasah yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati. one who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Verse number 31. Yada bhuta prithak bhavam ekastham anupashyati tat eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities due to different material bodies, and he sees how beings are expanded everywhere, he attains to the Brahman conception. Verse number 32. Anaditva nirgunatva parmatmayam avyayah sarirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. Verse number 33. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyad akasham nopalipyate sarvatravasthito dehe tathatmanopalipyate. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. Verse number 34. Yatha prakasayatyeka krishnam lokam imam ravihi kshetra kshetri tatha krishnam prakasayati bharata. O son of Bharat, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity, one within the body, illuminate the entire body by consciousness. Verse number 35. Kshetra kshetragayor evam antaram jnana chakshusa bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye vidurayanti te param. Those who see with eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Pashyata Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah. जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we are in chapter number 13, verse number 27. Well, we'll revise what we have seen in verse number 26. Verse number 26 says that bhakti is the easiest and the best process. Verse number 26. अन्ये त्वा एवम् अजानन्तः श्रुत्वा नेभ्य उपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्तेव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person without, upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. So here, Lord Krishna is explaining Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, bhakti is the easiest and best process. Srila Prabhupada says that chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. Always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as many rounds you can do. And here, how Krishna is explaining Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, that bhakti is the easiest process. But when you start doing bhakti, there are many hurdles. Prakriti, nature always tests the one who is doing bhakti. Always troubles, creates so many problems, so many hurdles, so many things that so that you can frustrate and come out of bhakti. But those who are pure in consciousness, those who have firm faith on Krishna, they sustain and win over all the troublesome activity created by Prakriti. But how does this apply to modern society? In modern society, there is practically no education in spiritual matters. All these education, degrees, qualifications, PhDs, engineering, medical are all rubbish things. Srila Prabhupada says these educations are of no use. Why? Because they are not teaching Krishna Bhakti. So wherever there is no Krishna Bhakti, is waste of time. So people don't have faith on Krishna. They are behaving like atheist, agnostic, or philosophical. But actually they have no knowledge of philosophy. They are speaking so much philosophy, but without Krishna. How without Krishna, without any philosophy can happen? What qualification is needed? Any common man, if a good soul, has a chance of advancing by the process of hearing. The one who can hear will never have fear inside. The one who can hear will never have fear. So wherever there is Krishna, there is no darkness. So we should always stick to the hearing process. The hearing process is a medicine, cleanses your heart, cleanses your mind. All the sense gratification will be gone, no more. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always stresses hearing, hearing, hearing. Hearing is the best medicine. Just by hearing, you will cross over this material ocean. You will be freed from birth and death cycle. Simply hear from authority, and especially hearing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chant little bit loudly so that others can hear. So by your chanting, others will get purified. So by your chanting, you are purified and others will also get purified. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th verse, 3rd verse, recommends, there is no need to change your position, but only give up the endeavor to know absolute truth by speculative reasoning. So, in Bhagavatam, it is told that just start the hearing process. Don't just stick to your own process. Start hearing process. Don't think that I cannot chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Start hearing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You will be automatically start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So if you can hear, you can speak. Learn to become servant of those in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. The one who has knowledge about Krishna can enlighten others, always. And if you have knowledge about Krishna, you can also enlighten others. But the only qualification is needed, you have to hear from authorities, from our acharyas, from devotees. Do sadhu sangha. Follow guru, sadhu and shastra. Automatically, one day you will become pure and will start chanting Hare Krishna. If you start chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, you are all qualified. You have passed all the exams. If you don't open your mouth and utter a single word about Krishna, you are completely in disqualification. So what is the education needed? Only hearing. If one takes advantage of hearing from realized souls, he gradually understands everything. If you start hearing about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha, about Krishna's pastimes, you are all qualified. Automatically leads to Supreme Lord's worship. If you hear about Krishna, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will become devotee. You will start performing devotional service. Devotional service is difficult, but it is too easy. That's why Krishna says, Bhakti is the easiest and best process. What you have to do? Do sadhu sang, follow guru, sadhu and shastra, hear the authorities. That is Bhakti. That is Bhakti. If you can hear, you can chant. And if you can chant, you can make others to hear and others will also become devotees. That is the complete vibration. So what is the conclusion advice? By good fortune, take shelter of pure devotee. Tad buddhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Okay. So what you have to do? Do seva of gurus, acharyas. Why? Because they are realized soul. They can enlighten you. They can enlighten others. They can enlighten entire universe. Krishna Bhakta can do whatever Krishna can do. Equally eligible. They are not equal to Krishna or above to Krishna, but they are the representative. They are the right source about Krishna Katha because they are the realized soul. They have also followed acharyas. They belong to parampara. If one belongs to parampara, he can add to the parampara too, equally. Hear from him and follow in his footsteps. Thus, gradual elevation to pure devotion. So, hearing is such a nice medicine, best medicine. That is all about verse number 26. So, in verse number 26, Krishna told Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, bhakti is the easiest process. That is all conclusion given by Krishna to Arjuna. Then in verse number 27 to 35 talks about Jnana Chakshusa, one who can see Supersoul, living entities and material nature in their proper perspective, sees through the eyes of knowledge. If you can see Krishna as Supersoul in each and every living entity, you actually see by the eyes of knowledge. It means you have got knowledge of Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is the ultimate source. Krishna is the possessor of all six opulences, Shada Aishwarya. So everything belongs to Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabho, mattah sarvam pravartate. So Krishna says, I am spread across the universe. All the spiritual universe, material universe belongs to me only. It is all mine energy. Krishna always there in material universe as well as spiritual universe at the same time. Some fool says that Krishna comes as ordinary human being. So understanding Krishna as an ordinary human being is a job of foolish person. It's a job of ignorant man. It's a job of atheistic person. And he can never, ever cross this cycle of birth and death and always be entangled in this material universe. The only way to cross over this material ocean, follow in the footsteps of acharyas, parampara, follow guru, sadhu and shastra. Verse number 27 to 35 talks about Jnana Chakshusa. Jnana Chakshusa means the vision of knowledge. Verse number 27 says, everything we see is a combination of the field and the knower of the field. So field is this body, knower of the fields are soul and supersoul. So soul and supersoul are never destroyed. They are eternal. Their relationship between soul and supersoul is also eternal. Supersoul is present in the heart of every person, living as well as non-living. The soul does nothing, nor does it mix with the body, but it does, however, illuminate the body with consciousness. If there is no soul, body will be as good as dead body. So as soon as soul leaves the body, body is dead, no more. Okay, So the soul does nothing, nor does it mix with the body. Although soul resides in the body, in the heart, but it never mixes with the body. It is eternal. The soul and super soul both resides in our heart, but they never mix up with body. The one who can see the body and soul independent, they are actually in knowledge. And the one who knows how, why this human form of body is there, what is the relationship between body, soul, and super soul, is liberated, is actually in knowledge. Verse number 27. यावत् संजायते किंचित् सत्त्वं स्थावर जंगमम् क्षेत्र क्षेत्र संयोगात् तद्विद्धि भरतर्षभ. O chief of the Bharatas, know that whatever you see in existence, both the moving and the non-moving, is only a combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field. And knower of the field. So Krishna says, spiritually realized person can distinguish between spirit and matter in all circumstances. So this material world is a prison. You are entangled in material things. You are trying to find out enjoyment out of this material universe, which you can never, which is impossible, nearly impossible. If you get enjoyment out of this, it is also for a moment. Next moment, it won't be there. That is the material world. So people get enjoyment, again it gets over, again they try to find out. This cycle continues and they never ever are able to take out enjoyment out of this material universe. Whereas those who are following Guru, Sadhu, Sat, those who are hearing Acharya, they are easily enjoying. Why? Krishna said in the previous verse that bhakti is the easiest process. So Krishna says, whatever you see in this world, moving or non-moving, only a combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field. So this body is a field, and soul and super soul, those who are residing in this body, in the heart, they are knower of the field. This verse explains that species are a combination of material nature and living entity. So what are the species? They are combination of living entities and material nature. But nothing can grow without Supreme Lord Krishna. If in body there is no super soul and soul, body is dead, no more. So combination is effected by the Supreme Lord, controller of both superior and inferior energy. So whatever an energy it is, material energy or spiritual energy, it is all controlled by Krishna. So Krishna is the ultimate controller. Ultimate controller. Others say that I am controller of this, of that. But Krishna controls everything. Krishna controls you, and Krishna controls rest. So Krishna becomes ultimate controller. Those who are actually in knowledge, those who are following spirituality, They have knowledge, this knowledge. They know the relationship between living entity and Krishna. They know relationship between soul and super soul. They know the relationship between field and the knower of the field. They know what is body, what is soul, what is super soul. Okay, so for that we should have spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge we get only from authorities, only from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, only by doing seva under spiritual master, only by asking questions to spiritual master. So spiritual master is a representative of Supreme Lord Krishna. So Supreme Lord Krishna himself sent him these acharyas in front of us so that we can learn, we can hear to him, and we can cross over this material ocean. Okay, that is verse number 27. 28. Tamam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinasyatsva avinashyantam yah pashyati sapashyati. One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor the super soul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actually sees. So Lord Krishna resides in every living being and non-moving and moving. So nothing is without Krishna. If Krishna is not there, then nothing is there. So it is a Krishna's energy enlivens others. It's Krishna's Brahma Jyoti spreads light everywhere. It is all the effulgence of Krishna because of which we are able to see. So Krishna resides as Supersoul in every living entity. Krishna resides in everyone's heart of moving as well as non-moving. Okay, so those who are in knowledge, they know this. They know relationship between Krishna and living entity, relationship between soul and super soul. Okay, so those who are knowing this, they are the actual seer. So who is the man in real knowledge? One who can see three things in its proper perspective: the body, the proprietor, the soul, the super soul as the friend of the soul. The one who knows body, the one who knows soul, the one who knows friend of soul is super soul. But how such vision is possible? By good association with real knower of spiritual subject. How you will be enlightened? By only the words of spiritual master, or by only the words of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. How you can know? By hearing, going to the lecture in the temple early in the morning, not every day, at least on Sunday. You should be there in temple by 8 o'clock. You should be there in temple at 4:30 for Mangal Aarti. You should be there for Darshan Aarti at 7 o'clock. Okay, so there are so many chances to hear from acharyas. So many chances, but we never take chance to hear about Krishna. Have faith on Krishna. Krishna will send someone to you. 101%. If you are trying to know about Krishna, Krishna will send someone to you, his representative. Else Krishna will come himself to you. Arjuna was so lucky that he could hear entire Bhagavad Gita by the Krishna only, directly from Krishna. We are not so fortunate, but we have same Bhagavad Gita in front of us. Our acharyas are explaining again and again. Can't we go to them and just hear? If you hear, hearing is the purificatory process. Just by hearing, you will become devotee. You will start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You will start following 4 regulatory principles. So what is the meaning of Parameshwara? May be used for individual soul, because he is the master of the body and remains unaffected with the destruction of the body. So even body is dead, soul never dies. No one can kill soul. Soul never kills to anyone. Soul is the saver. Soul is the not killer. Also refers to super soul. In any case, both the soul and the super soul are indestructible. Means they never kill and they can never be killed by someone, by anyone, by any weapon. It cannot be killed. So soul and super soul are eternal. Their relationship is eternal. They never kill, they can never be killed by anyone. They also never kill anyone. It is the body. It is the bodily relationship because of which we have become so much ignorant that we can't understand the relationship between soul and super soul. What is body? What is soul? So, one who sees the indestructible super soul always accompanying the indestructible soul, individual soul, is the actual seer. So, soul and super soul resides in the heart, which is in body. So, body is the cover of the soul and super soul. If this somehow super soul and soul manages to escape from this body, body is dead, no more, gone. Okay, so that is the verse number 28. Verse number 29. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam ishwaram na hinastyatmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. So one who sees the super soul equally present everywhere, in every living being, doesn't degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. Okay, so if everyone can see that in everyone's heart, in everyone living being, soul and super soul is there, actually the seer. So actual seer does not degrade himself by pursuing selfish desires of the mind. So what you are doing? You are chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. You are serving Krishna. You are serving devotees. You are serving people, those who belong to Parampara. You serve our Shastra, Guru and Sadhu. Krishna is always there. So wherever Krishna, there is no darkness, always light. So what we are in this material world? We are in this material world for enjoyment. Yes, we are all in this material world for enjoyment. But those who are in Krishna consciousness, they are enjoying more than you. It looks like that you are going movie, you are going supermarket, you are going mall, you are spending so much money, you are watching so and so movie, you are enjoying. No, you are not enjoying. You are going deeper into this material ocean. But those who are devotees, those who are hearing from acharyas, although it seems that they are in this material world, but they are independent. So it is like lotus flower is there in the water, but water never touches to it. Water never touches to lotus flower. Although lotus flower resides in the water only, take birth in the water only, but water never touches to lotus flower. So we have to live in this material world like lotus flower. So what is the role of mind? Mind is generally addicted to sense gratification. This addiction only binds one in this material world, in this material ocean, in this material entanglement. What? Why? Because they want to find out enjoyment in this material world. There is no enjoyment in this material world. But I say there are a lot of enjoyment in this material world if you are spiritually connected. You can enjoy in kirtana. You can enjoy in taking prasadam. You can enjoy in offering meal to Krishna. You can enjoy serving to the devotees. You can enjoy serving Krishna by so many ways. So many options are there. And that too without money. We don't require money for all these things. Do we require money to serve someone? No, if you don't have money, then also you can serve. But if you don't have money in material world, you cannot enjoy. Go and watch a movie without money. Go and purchase one thing from the mall. Not possible. For that enjoyment, you are paying and then you are saying that I'm enjoying. Just by looking at your face, one can predict that you are not enjoying. You are losing money. You can utilize that money in the enjoyment in spiritual world. And that enjoyment will be added into your account always. Whatever punya you do in spiritual world, it is stored, saved in your account. So, what is the position of soul and super soul? Both are eternal. If we are able to establish relationship between soul and super soul, able to understand, we are liberated. So, you achieve the transcendental destination. If you can see, soul and super soul resides in our heart together. They are eternal. Job of soul is to know super soul. You are actual seer. Okay, so there are so many selfish desires in the mind. But if you know the relationship between soul and super soul, you never degrade yourself. Because mind is flickering. Mind is flickering. In mind, about to happen so many bad things, so many good things. Selfish desire will come and go. But if you know the relationship between living entity and Krishna, soul and super soul, your mind, even though it is flickering, will never hamper, never destroy your bhakti. So it is like lotus flower. So we will be in this material universe like lotus flower. You can enjoy like lotus flower. Okay, so that is the verse number 29. Verse number 30 and 31. प्रकृत्यैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः यः पश्यति तथात्मानम् अकर्तारं च पश्यति. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that self does nothing, actually sees. So all the activities are performed by this material body. So what is the vision of actual seer? So in material world, this material body is active. In spiritual world, spiritual body is active. So actually, soul is not doing anything. This material body is doing anything. Why? Because this material world belongs to material body. He sees that neither he nor others are active. Only material body and is active in material nature. Why material body is active? Why? Because this material body is created by material nature. So body is like a machine. It's given by the Lord according to past desires and karma. How you have got this body? According to your past desires and karma. You would have thought about some Brahmana, perform some good tasks. So now you are in the human form. So you have got a chance for liberation. You can think about Krishna. You can talk about Krishna. You can hear about Krishna. You can read about Krishna. You can listen to your acharyas. All acts are forced according to bodily constitution. Look at how much we are into this body. We are going to react in this material world. But if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, purification process will start, and effect of this material nature will automatically get reduced. Soul is outside bodily activities. Soul is eternal. So our body should perform spirituality so that soul can understand relationship between soul and super soul. Okay, so body is a field. Soul and super soul are knower of this field. Soul and super, the presence of soul and super soul activate this body. Okay, so that is the verse number 30. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So we'll stop over here. If you have any question, you can ask. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्ण.